Hey everyone. Hello. Wow, did you know that I would actually be saying that? Hello. Welcome to Free and Clear Fridays with Dr. Sarah. We are now live. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful to be here. And I love that it started with a knowing of that you knew that this was going to be on here, right? Because the topic of the week this week is knowing. So I know you guys will be jumping on. I'm so grateful that you're here. Hi. Welcome. If it's now in this live moment or if it's in the future, how does it get any better? It's all amazing because you can receive it at any point. And that's what I'm excited about. I have poor connection. Hopefully that just changed. It paused for a moment. I'm glad it indicated to me because apparently my internet has a knowing. So what if we get right down to it? What is knowing to you? What are you aware that you know? So let's start with a clearing. Anything that will allow you to know that you know, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. This is the clearing statement we're going to use. We've been using it each week. Just in case you don't know what it is, I will, again, leave it in the link so that you'll have it. It will link you right to my website that will explain the clearing statement. And basically what it's meant to do is to clear out anything that's heavy, any heavy thought, feeling, and emotion that may be showing up related to what we're talking about or what we're looking to get clear on. Now, back to knowing. What do you know? What is knowing to you? Now, I'm aware of, to me, there's so many things about it, and I'm excited to be able to share my knowing of knowing with you today, along with everything I know I posted this week. There was a lot of knowing of knowing. And basically, one thing I'm aware of with knowing is it is the higher harmonics or higher frequency of thinking. So our mind tends to think, but our being tends to know. Now, you'll have a knowing a lot of times before you think. And one example I gave, I believe I posted this today, on the video about if I'm about to ask you, what is your name? You can tell as I'm about to say the question, you know where I'm going. You'll know before I even finish the question what I'm about to say. And that was really what the video earlier today that I posted on knowing actually referred to, that you actually know so much more right away in the moment, and we tend to discount it through our thinking. So everywhere you have discounted your knowing with thinking, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. You could also take a deep breath in and release all of the heavy. There was another pause. It's so interesting. This is the first time this has happened. Again, with the internet connection, and you may or may not be noticing it. I am, so I'm just putting a disclaimer out there just in case it paused. You didn't miss anything. Now, knowing. What else about knowing? Knowing a lot of times may not be concrete. You may just have a sense about something. You may know something without being able to put words to it. So everywhere, let's clear again, everywhere you've discounted your knowing because you couldn't put it into words, but you just knew something was up, like something's going on. It could be something light, it could be something heavy. You ever get that knowing, let's call it intuitive knowing? Let's destroy and uncreate everywhere you discounted that because you didn't have words to it. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. All right. What are you noticing now? Well, what's funny about that is when I said the word now, and this is where I trust my knowing to just share with you what shows up. See, I'm following the energy. Within the word know, no, K-N-O-W, is now. So is the word know, N-O. Now, what do you know that you told yourself, no, it can't be true, that you actually do know now? Everything that is, we destroy and uncreate all that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. I love a play on words. How does it get any better than that? See, if I started thinking right now, I would have not trusted my knowing to follow where I was going with the knowing. And now I sound like a rhyme time adult Dr. Seuss, I'm sure. PG version. So everywhere you have discounted, again, your knowing, let's say based on what other people told you, like, oh, you don't know, or you get that judgment from someone where they're like, you sure about that? Or they'll dispute you on something, but you knew all along and it came to fruition later because you knew something was going on. Again, let's destroy and uncreate all that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shorts, boys, beyonds. The thing is, knowing in a conscious space can have like a wisp, like a wispiness to it. It may not be very dense. This reality in our thinking, in our feelings, in our emotions, that's dense. That's what we've deemed as true so much of the time, but a lot of times it's not. You ever realize like you're in a problem and you're stuck in it, and later to find out it wasn't even the truth? That is likely to happen more often than you think. You know more than you think. So everywhere you have discounted knowing, because if unless it was like concrete, dense, it must not be true, destroy and uncreate all that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow, there's such a charge to some of this energy. So when we clear it, it actually frees it up, which is amazing. And at the same time, this is a bit of a loaded topic. And it's one that is likely not to be spoken about a lot of times. We may confuse it with something else. You know, you have a lot of knowledge and you can access your knowledge from so many different spaces and places. But a lot of times if we overthink things, do you notice it almost wants to shut you down from what you know, where you can't actually get things clear, or because you've thought about it so much, you're not getting to the awareness that you desire? That in part is the nature of our mind. And you'll know if you've been following at all these lives or anything that I'm doing on social media, that our mind is a minefield of insanity. And it's likely to block us from being. And being is part of knowing, and knowing is part of being. When you're in a knowing, you just know. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to get it. In fact, I would recommend you not to try to prove it to other people, because they're going to try to discount you. Just for you, just for fun. Don't tell anyone if they're going to judge you. But you know what? Even with judgment, you can still know. I had someone actually do a nice little judgment of me today. I won't go into the details, but it showed up. And I was like, that's interesting. And I had a knowing. You know what my knowing was? This person was jealous. This person did this backhanded, judgment of me to make her look good, to make her look like she could relate to me. And I'm like, oh no, that's not gonna fly. I see you and I see what you're doing here. And you know how I responded? I did laughing faces. Well, that's an interesting point of view. Thank you very much. So everything this brings up, and everywhere you all can relate. I know you can relate to me here. Where people come in and judge you and you're like, you want to go like this. And I was like, oh no. So everywhere you've been there, done that, and received that, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. I almost didn't respond, but then I chose to respond. It was through messaging, and it was actually fun for me because I'm like, oh, too bad. She's not going to get the gratification of trying to be like me or try to use herself to compare to me or for me to be like, really? I'm really, concerned about that. No. Everything that brings up, anywhere you've experienced that for yourself, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys, beyonds. So you see me here? This is me trusting my knowing. I followed the energy. I asked a question when this person came at me with this energy. And I'm like, light or heavy to respond? Oh, first of all, light or heavy, what she was saying to me. And it was like, yeah, that's pretty heavy. And it's not mine. Cool. Return to center of consciousness, pon pock, everything that is. And yeah, I'm going to respond. And that's what I responded with. Did I get response back? Heck no. No. Because guess what? She wouldn't have anything to say. Because I laughed. I made it light. And you know what else I put? I put a hashtag. You know what my hashtag was? I wonder if you know. I'm testing your knowing. No, I'm just kidding. I put hashtag thank you for your J, which represents thank you for your judgment. So if you see that anywhere in my posts, that's what that means. And the people that are receiving that are the ones judging me and ain't getting away with it. I love using that because even if they did say something, I'd be like, yeah, thank you for your judgment. Isn't that great? Thank you so much. So everywhere you've taken judgment and used it against yourself and didn't trust your knowing that you knew this other person was coming at you to judge you, to make you feel bad, to make you miserable. There are people out there that just want to make your life miserable. We talked about it with the whole joy thing, right? Last week, the joy, people kill joy. This is one of them. Posing to be a friend, oh please. So let's destroy and uncreate all that now. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So I'm using me here as a good example of what you can be for you when something comes in. I'm literally giving you an example to how to do it. In the flesh, in the now, in the know. So everywhere you haven't been willing to be in the know because you're like, I don't know. How many times do you tell yourself, I don't know? So much you convince yourself of it. So let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. When you find yourself saying, I don't know, ask yourself, truth, what do I know? What do I know about this that I'm not getting? What am I aware of here? Where's the lie? What's going on? Any question like that will free it up. So anywhere you haven't been willing to ask a question, to get to what you know, destroy and uncreate all that. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So just a little bit of information to find ways to use this kind of way of being outside of lives. I love that you're here every week. So grateful for that. I'm so glad you're joining me. And you can do this individually on your own all week long. I use these tools all week long. So when it comes to knowing, and when you're kind of like getting a wonky energy or you start doubting something, you can clear it right away. So you can use the tool. So everything this is, everywhere I'm not sure about this, right and wrong, good and bad, pon pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Correct. It's a roadmap. I love that. Love, love, love. Thank you for sharing that. So everywhere you get that, kind of heavy energy, clear it, and then ask. Truth, because when we say truth, we're required to tell ourselves the truth. Truth. What do I know about this? Truth. What's going on here? That question, a question like that, will bring you back to the moment to get clear on what is actually happening here and now. We are meant to bring it back to a conscious space in the moment to get a gauge on it. So you ask, you clear, and then you may get an awareness right away, you may not. You may be able to then take action. Like when I asked the question of this, that comment that came in at me with all the judgment this morning, and I asked, okay, what do I know about this? I kind of said it automatically in my awareness, and I'm like, this is heavy. I could choose to respond, I could choose not to respond. Which one reads light here? And I trusted my knowing. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna respond. And guess what? It lightened it up. And I'm so grateful it came in today to share this with you. So this is another part of knowing that I want to make sure I get to before we end the live, because we still have a little bit of time here, is that a lot of times we don't know what it is in the moment that we know, or the information hasn't showed up yet, or there may be other things going on that haven't actualized yet. We can have a lot of knowing of what's in the future, but we're not meant to predict the future. So when we can trust our knowing, then we will be open to receiving how it can come through. Because little did I know that I would share this today on this live, and how much of a contribution this could be to you here and now, in the know, in the future of whomever watches this. Wow, the degree to which this could contribute to people. I didn't know until this moment now that I'm actually saying it. So I want to thank you all for just being here, for being part of it. But this is a part of the knowing that we may not know in the moment when we know something else that then comes through later. We are often futurists and we don't know it. Or something that has happened in the past comes through in a way. When we're willing to just be present in the way that we're willing to be it, who knows what else is possible? Who knows what we can be that we haven't even considered? So, now, I would like you to check in with yourself. Check into what you know in this moment. Is there something that's been lingering this week? Has there been something heavy? Has there been a situation with a relationship, job, career, politics, corona? So let's tap into all of that. Everywhere anything's been heavy for you, and let's go ahead and clear that now. So everything you know about this, everywhere you're acknowledging this, everywhere your thought, feelings, and emotions have been limiting you with this particular thing that you're tapping into, will you now destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And what's coming up now? Anything that's still heavy with it, let's destroy and uncreate all that now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And let's just tap into that space. That space, is it a little lighter? Is it less intense? What are you noticing now? What's your knowing now? And truth, what do you know about that thing that's been heavy that you have yet to acknowledge? Everything that is, anything that won't allow you to know what you know, destroy and uncreate all that. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So, what are you knowing in the now, right now, as someone keeps messaging me? It's not on this live, that's tapping into this live. I wonder, what does she know? I wonder. Let's destroy and create everything that is. Right, wrong, good, bad, pon poc, all nine, shorts, boys, beyonds. And the other thing is, you may have a knowing for someone else. You may get a hit on something. You can clear it for you and contribute to the other person without even saying a word. So you could do something like, everywhere I know this is heavy for someone, I'm willing to clear on their behalf for me, so it's later for me to be a contribution to them. So let's destroy and uncreate anything that won't allow you to be that for someone else, because it's later for you. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine, shorts, boys, beyonds. We don't have to clear for other people unless they're open to it, unless you kind of get a like okay from them. But you can clear whatever you're noticing that's heavy for you for them. Because it can be heavy for you when you're dealing with someone else. So again, everything that is, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, well guess what time it is? I'm not great with time. As a humanoid, time is, I'll say from the great humanoid of all times is relative. However, it looks like we're at that space in time that it's time to finish up this live. And I cannot express to you enough how grateful I am for you, for each of you, every one of you, amazing beings. And I hope you join me next week for Free and Clear Fridays with me, where we turn problems into possibilities. I haven't even mentioned that this week, problems into possibilities, but that's how we roll, isn't it? And I can't tell you how much each of your clearings that you've contributed carries over not only to me, not only to other people on this live, but people in the world, the earth, and everything. So go forth this week, knowing I have your back always. You can always tap into me. You can always follow the energy and request something from me energetically, and I'll be there to send it. And I would love to hear from you. This live will be on HGTV. It may load right away. It may load later. It all depends how technology is working in the moment of the no and the now. But please go over there and share anything that you've received with anything from me. I'm just so excited to have you be part of it. Okay, so next week, April 16th, we will be here. Make sure that's the time. Yes, at 4 o'clock. And just know, go and be and see and be in the know, amazing beings. Okay, you take care for now. Bye.